Friends, this spring in Florida, the state is celebrating a special occasion, the 100th anniversary of spring training. For a century now, baseball's rite of spring has centered in this tropical clime. Ponce de Leon once searched here for the fountain of youth, but in 1888, a Washington ball club with Connie Mack was just looking for a warm place to train.
Some of the interesting stories that came out of that was they couldn't find a hotel room in Jacksonville that would take them. And they finally found a rooming house on the outside of town, and they got a room and board for $1.50 a day, but it was conditional. They weren't allowed to mingle or eat with the other guests, and they weren't allowed to tell anyone they were baseball players.
Since Connie Mack and the old Washington statesman first journeyed to Florida, the status of baseball has rocketed, just like the value of Florida land. Ball players were celebrities, and having them as springtime guests became a very good idea.
Well, number one, I think that the cities realize that they can do a lot of real estate development and a lot of sales to the northern households. It gives the smaller communities an identity to northern markets.
In 1914, the St. Louis Browns moved to St. Petersburg. By 1929, 10 of the 16 teams were training in Florida. The workout methods were sometimes open to question, but one old Florida hand remembers that training did serve at least one purpose.
Now, it seems that years ago, ball players had the name of being heavy drinkers. So they had to round them all up in the springtime and take them someplace and dry them out.
Well, spring training moved into a more modern era. A large debt was owed to a businessman from St. Petersburg by the name of Al Lang. Born in Pittsburgh, Lang brought his love of baseball to the South and eventually was responsible for locating the St. Louis Cardinals, Boston Braves, and New York Yankees in St. Pete, where the stadium still bears his name. This year, the Cardinals are marking a golden anniversary, 50 years in St. Petersburg. While on the East Coast, the Dodgers are noting their stay in Vero Beach.
This is the 40th anniversary of Dodger Town. It's really the start and the very basis of what we're all about. So it's a tremendous place with tremendous memories for the Dodgers, and it's always a good feeling to be here and to start here.
Of all the advantages of spring training, perhaps the biggest is enjoyed by the fans. Unlike the regular season, it's a little easier for the paying customers to get up close and personal with their favorite stars. And for young and old, the attractions seem about the same.
We like it because we get to meet all the players. We talk with them and we get acquainted with the teams.
I live, eat, sleep, and die baseball. I live for these 6 weeks in Florida because I live here now permanently.
Today, more people go to spring training, and more people want to find out about it, prompting a new demand for springtime information.
Well, there are 2 reasons for writing the book. There's a historical reason, which has always been true, which is that the magic of spring training is that how close all the teams are together, but it's not marketed that way. If you're a Philly fan in Philadelphia, you can find out about where the Phillies are, but they don't tell you about the fact that the Cardinals and the Blue Jays and the Reds and the White Sox are all very close. So it was to give the fans an opportunity to see all the opportunities.
This spring, there are new places like Plant City, Florida, where the Reds now train.
You people are the best. And that's why we're here. And I'm like, let's play ball.
The Mets have a new winter home in Port St. Lucie, and the residents a newfound stature.
It has given us an identity in the rest of the country that we did not previously have. It puts it on the map. It gave me a great deal of pride to look at this and say that it's a part of the wonderful city of Port St. Lucie.
Bang! Play ball! Boardwalk baseball is officially over.
Perhaps the ultimate attraction is the amusement park and baseball complex where the Royals train near Orlando at Boardwalk and Baseball. Here, there's a chance for active participation or the opportunity to just go for a spin. Spring training. You've come a long way, baby, and it's nice to know that as baseball hurdles toward the 21st century, the rites of spring are keeping pace.